Just look at these gorgeous cards. Can you believe they were all created with one set of stencils? Hello and welcome to Karen's Creative Cards on YouTube. I am Karen Heshik and I recently participated in the Crop and Create delivered card making classes online from Scrapbook and Cards Today. Tailored Expressions Kit included these amazing Create in Quads layering stencils and the matching die set. So you get a set of 5 8.5 by 11 stencils that create 4 amazing cards. Taylor taught us these cards in class. This is obviously a sympathy card, and there's a die cut to cut the flowers on the butterfly. This one has a spattered background. Again, those gorgeous colors that Taylor picked for us to use. Embossing and 2 die-cut birds. This one is a little different than what she taught because I didn't have the exact die, but I do like the idea of using 2 layering dies. And then this was the last one. Again, beautiful colors and the stenciling. On the background of this one, and it's going to be hard to see, but there's gold spatters. And she taught us a new technique to do that I had never heard of before. Now here's a card I created where I did those gold speckles on a black background. All you do is spray the card base with pixie spray, and then you set it aside for a few minutes, and then you take a piece of foil, toner foil. In this case I guess it was silver, but you can use silver or black or whatever you want, and you just press it on the pretty side up and you get this really pretty speckled background. And that was a technique that I had never heard of before. So I'm going to show you how easy it is to make a set of 4 cards with this one set of stencils. Again, you get 5 layers, and each one adds color in different inks. So what you do is you take a full piece, 8.5 by 11. I used blendable cardstock, and I taped it down to a piece of scrap paper here. And I'm going to start with Tailored Expressions Blue Raspberry. So in a circular motion, you're going to add the color. And you can go lighter or darker on edges or add another color for some highlighting. That's up to you. So this 1/4 is the floral stencil card front. Later on I'm going to show you one where we're only going to work in this corner, and so it goes very, very fast, of course. But then this is the first color for the fluttering birds. Now Taylor has little squares that you color in, registration marks. You can color them in with ink or pencil, and that's going to help for lining up the next layers. But because this is 8.5 by 11 sheet and the stencil is also 8.5 by 11, I just lined it up right to the edges. It's very, very easy to do. So that's the first color. And then you're going to take stencil number 2 and once again line it up right to the edge of the paper, and also the registration marks. And also there's little helpful things here. This little piece here fits right into where this one petal ended, and you can also see on the birds where the edges are. But a lot of these overlap, and I like that because it makes it even easier. You don't have to have them lined up perfectly. So this was brilliantly engineered. in my opinion. The second stencil I'm going to do in Simon Hurley's Prom Queen pink. And what I like about Tailored Expressions Blue Raspberry is when you combine it with pink, you automatically get like a purple shade. It's really cool. So now we have pink and blue raspberry. And when Taylor teaches it, she always adds a second color for a little bit of accents on them. I'm not going to do that, but that's a really good thing to do. Or you can take like part of the bird and just use a heavier hand and make it darker, maybe around the tail and the wings. So you can get very creative easily with these stencils. I can't color worth a darn, but I can do these. So anyway, you would do all four, and then you would continue with the next three stencils in different colors, and I'm going to do that to save a little time and come right back. So my 4 card fronts are done. Taylor instructs you to cut a 1/4 inch off on all sides and then cut it in half, and you have 4 card fronts ready to make cards with. I will make cards with these and share them on my blog, and of course all the details on all the cards shared will be on my blog, and links to the blog posts and products featured are in the description box. I made a second set of these, and I die cut the flowers and the butterfly, and that's ready for the card that I'm going to make step by step in the video today. I made a second set of these because of course I couldn't stop at just one, and I used colors of ink that were in the box that we got with the Create and Craft Crop and Create classes, and these were from Concord and 9th. But to step it up even further, Tailored Expressions has come out with a new product called Perforated Paper, which adds so much interest when stenciling on it. So this is what it looks like. You get 2 full sheets in a package, which of course you can cut down to 8 card fronts. And so this is the first card I made with those subtle colors, and then this is the second one I made, and that was on the perforated paper. So you get a totally different look, and it's really fun. This is a card that I made, and this one, and I combined the regular stenciling with the creating quads with the perforated. So in the die set you can cut out 2 of the birds, and I popped them up on that very subtle, beautiful background. And on this one, I just gave it one bird in that perforated paper. So very different looks. And here's one more I made for my stash, and it has those beautiful flowers and the butterfly. I'm going to show you how easy it is to make really unique cards with this perforated paper. One of the my favorite parts of the Crop and Create classes is when the brilliant Jennifer McGuire takes products from all the companies and mixes them up and shares how to make a bunch more cards with them in a video on the last night. She used the Tailored Expressions stencils, and she made flowers in all 4 colors. They were just every one of the flowers had different colors, so that was really, really beautiful. But then she flipped the stencils. So instead of using this side, which is the number 1 side, she flipped them over, and she got a mirror image of the flowers. And I forget that you can choose to flip stencils and get a brand new look. So I'm going to do that with a piece of perforated paper that I've attached down here. And so on this set I'm going to flip it, and when only doing 1/4 of the different images. I used a corner mark here and to line it up. But I'm also going to use this registration square here, and that will help with lining it up. And then I'm going to do all the colors that I used in that large one. But in this case, we're only going to do 1/4, so it won't take as long, of course. And I'm going to do it on this perforated paper, and I'm going to do it with the stencil flipped. So it won't take long at all. So that was Tailored Expressions Blue Raspberry. And this is number 2, and it's also flipped. And I'm going to use that registration mark there to line it up. And there also is little centers of the flowers that you can line up, and the corner. So these are not at all hard to line up and use. Now I'm going to use Simon Hurley's Prom Queen, which is a really pretty pink. And again, when it combines with that blue raspberry, we're going to get like a purpley color there, which is really pretty. I like to do it with a little more pressure on this perforated paper. I find that the brighter colors show up better. So number 3 flipped, lining up the edges of these wing flowers here, and of course the registration mark and the corner. You've got easy ways to line it up. Number 3 is going to be in Tailored Expressions Plum Punch. Now this is a really bright ink, so what I do is I pick up a little and then I kind of dab it off, and then I color, and then I pick up some of that ink for the next part. If I go direct to the part that I'm stenciling, you might get a big blob. Although I do like the brighter colors on this perforated paper. Not getting to be pretty there. Ugh. So then we're doing the reverse side of 4, and once again lining up the registration mark, the corner, and the insides of the flowers, taping it down in place. This one is going to be with Gina K's Blue Lagoon, so I wanted a slightly lighter aqua blue to contrast with that first aqua blue that I put down. So you can see that when you're just doing 1/4 of it, it goes very fast and is not at all hard to do. I can see that I grabbed a little extra of a butterfly up here, but that's going to be cut off, so that's not a problem. And then number 5 is again reversed, and this one is going to add the stems and the inside of the flowers and the butterfly body. So when you, I don't know if you can see that, but the inside of the flowers just help you to line this up perfectly. So I'm going to use 3 different colors for this. For the stems, I'm going to use Tailored Expressions Pea Pod. Can't put that there. Of course, you go in a circular motion and go both ways. Well, I don't want to grab any of that green when I use yellow, so I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Next color is Pink Fresh Sweet Mustard. I just wanted a little bit darker yellow for the center of the flowers. And I need a little poppy seed, which is like a grayish black from Tailored Expressions for the butterfly body. Now I put some temporary tape on the back of here just to hold it in place, and that you can brush right off and doesn't show. So the plan is to create a card using both of these images. So I'm going to cut this down. I like the perforated paper over a darker cardstock, so I'm going to try this. I think it's Gumdrop from Tailored Expressions. And I want 3 layers. There it is. I have a template that tells me what size, and when I'm using this, I like the look of cutting right down a line of circles, and you get kind of like the postage edge to it, which is kind of cool. But you also could just cut it cleanly right in between the circles, but that's up to you. I like the look of the using a circle, and I know I want this over to the left as far as I can get it. So I think on this side I will just cut off about that many. Trying to go right down the middle of that circle, those circles. All right, and I know I need to cut off some on the bottom. Let's see. So I'm using this. We definitely want to get rid of that. So let's just cut a little bit off down here, right down the middle of one of those lines of circles. So if that's my 2 sides, then I want to cut right down that line. then right down this line. Now we are going to glue this on here, but first I think I'm going to put these on. So I want there to be a contrast between the two sets of flowers and those are kind of in the background. So I put these on pop dots. It's almost too pretty to cover most of that up, but I just thought it would be cool to have the ones on the perforated paper in the background and over to the left, and these more over to the right. So we're going to put these down and to the right. And it's okay if it comes off a little bit there. I think it'll be on the... I'm cutting off my pop dots that I put on the stems, but that's okay. I think they'll be fine. Okay, so this is going to be layered onto here, and also this butterfly, I like to put a glue dot right in the body part, so that stays down, and then the wings are popped. And that butterfly is going to be over here. Let me put this on here. Not pretty. Now this could be, I use liquid glue to attach this. It will show at first, but then it will dry. So maybe I'll put a piece. If I don't put something down, the glue goes right through to the surface, and I don't want to take any chances. And also it's a good idea to glue right underneath these flowers, isn't it? Gonna need a little in the corners. And again, that dries clear, so it's not an issue. But if I mostly put the glue underneath those flowers, it won't show. I can see it a little now, but it will dry clear. And then I'm going to put it on a white card base. I love the look of the combination of the perforated paper and the regular cardstock, and using the same colors and flipping one so you have kind of a reverse image here with some of the flowers more over there and the butterfly over there. It's a really cool idea, and I thank Tailored Expressions and Jennifer McGuire for their brilliant design ideas and products, and hope my cards inspire you to give some of the ideas and products a try, and then send some handmade joy out into this world.